Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Batmobile from Fanhome, Stage 3. Go ahead and get the book open and we'll get, actually I'm going to leave it open like this. Normally I open it and flip it over, but this way I can see, since there are a lot of parts in this pack, this way I can see and identify them as I look at them in the bubble pack. Getting a little bit better on these bubble packs. This one's opening a little bit easier. And I know this is just getting started, so there are going to be some issues. So let's turn this over. And we'll go ahead and see if we can get this out of the top bubble pack without it launching parts all over the place. Okay. So we got the roll bar top and bottom. The emergency back turn lever is right here. Back turn lever base. I think that's this. No, that would, okay, that's this here. Bracket is this. Then we've got the dome beacon light right here, multiple pieces. The two dome lenses, the dome lens stocks. Let's see. Those are plastic and they are hollow. Makes me wonder how hard it would be to put a light in there. I know that from what I've heard, I've talked to Ian over at Pitstain Hobbies. He said that they're not, all the videos he saw, they're not lit. I don't know how, I might want to. I don't know. Let's see. Roll bar light cup. Oh, okay. These little tiny detail parts. These four here, plus these, the beacon LED, and some screws. So let's go ahead and turn to the next page and start working on this. So the first thing it has you do is take these, and just let me make sure that they're all the same. Let's see, 30 light lenses. Okay. These are all the same. So I can take them out. Move this over here. What we're going to do is we're going to find our snippers. And I hate when they do the gates that way. Instead of it being a smooth, real quick, easy snip, it's a snip and then you've got a piece sticking up on the part itself. So let me go ahead and get these cut off so that I can work on them. Get these four pieces cut off. Fortunately, that side of the cup will be against the roll bar, so it's not going to matter in the long run. And cut these off as well. And since there's a lot to do on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and after these are cut off, I'm going to pause while I do the cleanup on here. I'll come back after I've got the cleanup done on those parts so that I can show it to you, and we'll install them onto the roll bar. So, moments for you, not sure how long it's going to be for me. Okay, got them trimmed off. Actually, there's a little bit still here on this one. And it's really hard to be able to clean these up decently because they are chrome and not lose some of the chrome. So I've avoided as much as possible sanding them because I don't want to lose the chrome. So now you take the roll bar, and you're going to take each one of these. Let me show you the two pieces. You got the two pieces that the red lens is going to sit down inside like that, which actually that looks really good. And then there's a gap here in the roll bar that you're going to just set them in there. And not only is there a gap, there is a slight indentation on the bottom. You're just going to set each one, if I can make it happen. You're going to set each one down inside there like this. So let me see if I can not shoot them all over the table as I'm getting all four of them into each play or into their positions. This still has a little bit of that gate. I'm going to see if I can make it work without doing a little bit more work on it. Come on, get in there. I did sand the backs of all the red lenses. Let's try doing it this way, which could be a little bit risky, because if the tweezers let go, these parts could end up parts unknown. Fodder for the carpet monster, which I don't have carpet in here, but everybody deals with the carpet monster if you build scale models. That one's not playing nice. This may be a little bit too fiddly to do on camera. Let me see, maybe I can set this in here. That actually works a little bit better if I set it in there from the outside. Let me take a look at this bracket and see. Can I at least set the bracket in there on top? Now the question is, can I get the ones on the other side to go in while that's holding? And so, let me show you what I'm talking about. There's the bracket, and it's holding these parts in place. So hopefully what I can do is take the others from the other side, lift the bracket up just a hair, slide the red plastic in there, and pop it back down just like that, so that it will hold the parts in place while not actually being screwed down, and I can do some work with the other piece that goes in there as well. This one could be a little bit tricky because I've got to not knock one out while I'm putting the other one in. And there we have success. Those two are in, those two are in. Let me set this on here. Let's see, ACM. That's interesting. That means it's a metal screw. I don't know for sure why it's AC. That would be well, yeah, I do. That means that we're going to have 29 different types of screws, or maybe they have standardized across the builds. So let me hold this down while I dip this in the oil, because it is going into metal, and tighten this one down. That's got that one. Definitely the magnetism. I've mentioned before that I might have to remagnetize my screwdrivers. Magnetism is definitely waning, because usually it would have grabbed the metal cup as well. And so there's the bracket holding both of those in. And you've got the emergency back turn. Not sure if it's decal or if it's a sticker. I do know it's already there. So once that's in place, we're going to take the, not the small one, the big one. We're going to take this housing. You notice the two pins. This housing is going to go on here, just like this. It's a push fit. And then you're going to take the lens here, and it says to push it up inside there. I just dropped it in and it fit perfect. Set that carefully so I don't knock that back out. Get the LED housing here. Push the bulb through the center of the LED bracket, bending the bulb casing as shown. So we're going to straighten this wire out. And then we're going to, see the hole right there. We're going to push the LED, the 3mm LED through there, maybe. It's a little bit, it's out of my reach with my thumbnail. That's how I usually push LEDs in. But you have the convenient opening right here, which is where the wire is going to go. So that you can push that in there. I used my tweezers. Lost my train of thought. Then you fold this over, being careful not to torque the leads too much. Fold it over and just looking at the way that the wire is routed. Wire is routed past this bracket, and there's a indent right there for the wire to go through. So you're going to set this down inside the cup or close to it. It's going to sit there like that. And then you're going to take this. Let me see, that post goes. Post comes down towards us. So we're going to rotate this, make sure the wire is running right into that groove. Then you're going to set this on top of here. Slightly, little socketing there so that you can push that on there and actually hold it by putting your thumb on the post. And we're going to use 2 AM screws. Go ahead and dump them out. Get one on the screwdriver, dip it in the oil, dance around the hole a little bit, then get my fingers in the oil. There we go. Get it started. I thought I could take my thumb off there, but apparently not so, because everything has shifted now. Let me go ahead and dip this one in the oil. Set the screwdriver up like that and get everything back in place over here. Go ahead and move that to the top so I can work with it from the bottom. Okay, everything's back in place. Except for the screwdriver just shifted off of the point of the screwdriver, or screw shifted off this point of the screwdriver. And then we're going to get that started. Into the metal, get it tightened, get this other side tightened. And make sure, go back to the other one. And so it should be just like that. Wire coming out here, not being bound by anything. And there's the beacon assembly. So the next part we're going to put on here is going to be the bat turn lever. What you're going to do is you're going to take this piece here, and you're going to take this piece. And it has a small hole in it, but it's also got a little ball on the end of it. The ball end goes into, actually it doesn't go into the housing. Does not say that if it goes into the housing, so I'm not going to push it in yet. I think it will get pushed down inside the housing. You're going to take that part. By the way, I haven't mentioned it. This is metal. The interior is plastic, which is fine. Set this in here into the plastic of the interior of the roll bar. By the way, right there is the trench for the wire. We're then going to take our emergency turn handle, which has a little pin poking out of it. The little pin is going to go in here. A little bit of a tight fit. Be careful, you don't want to torque it too much or snap it. Make sure it is not D-shaped. So it should fit in there just like that. And it does move a little bit. Actually, the ball, as when I started working with it, the ball does sit down inside that part. Set this down. Now we're going to take the two light towers. I'm going to see, is there? There is. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. Right down inside there, there is an R. So let me make sure which side is. Let me double check. L goes on this side, but it doesn't say whether it's right or left. So L is the left one, so that should be this one. Let me double check my engraving side there. L might be a little bit easier to see. There you can see the L. So the L is going to go on this side. The R is going to go on this side. And they actually fit down inside of grooves on here. What I'm going to do is, instead of trying to set both of them in place and have them fall off while I'm trying to put screws in, I'm going to put my AM screws back in here so I know that they're AM screws. And I'm going to get out 5 or 4 NP screws, leaving the last one in the bag. These are tiny, tiny screws. Let's see, that should hold. With them being this tiny, it's very easy to over torque them, so be careful. Get that relined up because I can see, there we go. Should have a very clear sight picture when you look into the hole where the screws are going to go. If you don't, you may have shifted a little bit. Let me pause real quick. Okay, had to pause for a second, but I did check and I do have the first one going in. So let me get the second screw started. We'll tighten them both down. Like I said, these are extremely tiny screws. So there's one. There's the other. And you see very, very tiny screws, but that's got that on there. Let me hold this one on here while I get the other one, the other side done, or get the first screw into it. So very carefully get that in there. A little bit tricky. Think that's going in. Yeah. If I let it go and it doesn't fall off, that means it's going in. Get this second one on the right hand side going in. I actually tried and I ended up dropping the screw off. It fell off the screwdriver. Didn't go anywhere, fortunately. And then we'll put that one in. Get it all the way tightened down. Tighten this one down. And I think I've said this before, black screws going into black parts can kind of be a little bit difficult to find sometimes. They're actually both just a touch loose. So that one should be good. That one should be good. It's still a little bit wobbly, but I don't think there's going to be anything that you can do about that. If you tighten it too much, it's going to strip out the screw. Actually, that last little bit there was enough. Go ahead and this one can go a bit in there. That's good. Let me do a little bit on this one back here. That should be good. Yeah. So that is the way the pillars look. And the lenses, there's the left and the right on the lenses as well, but I really doubt they're going to have any markings on them. It's just going to be trial and error. And that one goes on the other side. I think. Come on. Yeah, and they're just push in. They're just push fit, actually. Get them on there. And they go on there like that. Nice little teardrop lenses. So let me see. That should be, that looks like it's all the parts. It is. So let me go ahead and get the bubble pack off of here. The last thing to do in this pack is to run this wire. And it's kind of funny because it doesn't need the track for the wire, but there is a track for the wire. It's kind of a little bit funny, to me at least. But we're going to take this, we're going to lay it in here. Got the socket, the JST socket coming down there for the wire. I'm just making sure, I want to make sure that I do not have the wire in the way of that one screw. The rest of it should be okay. Should be able to just kind of jock it into position. I don't want to set it on those lights. So let me go ahead and get out. I think it's going to be 4. Yeah, it's going to be 4 screws for the AM screws. It appears they give plenty of AM screws, because this is the second time I've had 2 leftover AM screws when I get done with the pack. So what we're going to do is we're going to start down here on this end. Put the single screw in after we dip it in the oil. Switch screwdrivers to a decent screwdriver for this screw. I was using the small one still. Tighten this screw down. That one's in. Natural impulse for me is to set this thing on those lenses, but if I set it on those lenses, that could mess them up. I don't want to do that. And I believe, actually, yeah, I can feel it a little bit. The pin on the bottom of the light, I believe, engages on the bottom of the, on the top of the ball on the U-turn handle. If you look, the ball would be directly in line with where that pin is at. Not going to mess with it. I think it's made to where you can move it back and forth. It won't actually move back and forth much. What it'll do is pivot a little bit on that ball joint that's in there. So then we'll dip the 3rd screw in. There's that one. And the last screw for this pack. Dip it in the oil. Keep it on the screwdriver. Wire's almost getting in the way. Tighten it down. And then that is all there is to do in that stage. Looks pretty cool. And I was thinking about keeping it in the bubble pack, but that doesn't work. So I got to store this carefully so I don't knock this handle off or the lenses on the top. Okay, I was just looking at it from the side, and it seems like, which seems like almost you might want the this side to be the front, but no, it's a steeper curve in the front. So like I said, that's all there is to do in that pack. I appreciate you stopping by to watch what I'm doing on the Batmobile. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. We do streams now on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. All of them group streams, various things going on. Links will be in the description. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of anytime I post new videos. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video.